Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Comblouzier, a mining analyst at Red Cloud Securities. This session of our Oktoberfest Fall Mining Showcase will feature West Mining. West Mining is a gold exploration company that is focused on its flagship Canada Gold Copper project located in the Nelson Mining Division of Southeast British Columbia. From the company, we have Nick Houghton, President and CEO, and he's also a director. I'll note that if attendees have questions throughout the presentation, to submit them using the Q&A link, and we'll get to them at the end of the session. The presentation is also available on the conference website. And with that, I'll turn it over to Nick to guide you through the story.
Thank you very much. And I'd just like to welcome everybody to the presentation. And I hope everything's been going well so far. Really excited to be here and give you a brief somewhat overview of West Mining and our project, as Taylor alluded to, the Kena project, which is in the Nelson mining area, which is Selmo mine and Castlegar region. I will just slip down to the cautionary tales. And we think we've seen this one before, so no problem at all. Am I controlling the screen? Can we have next slide? We need the next slide. Okay, so we know this one. Let me move on to about the company itself. Okay, so West Mining, we formed the company from we took over a shell probably around about 18 months ago, looked for a project, and we were very lucky to find the Kena Daylight project. Now, when we did take this on, as you can see, it is 100% owned. It comes with it. We updated the 43-101. The 43-101 tells us that we have got approximately 3.3 million ounces of indicated and inferred of gold. Excellent. The other two projects we have, Spanish Mountain and the Junker project, are really grassroots exploration. So we have completely focused more to say on our Kena project, which will now go through. The area we're in, the Golden Arc per se, which is around Nelson, Rossland, and through to Selmo, is a prolific producer of resources, both in timber, both in metals, presumably, it's gold. And as you can see from these numbers around here, the Rossland camp has produced 2.7 million ounces historically. We had 1.3 down here at the Ymir and Sheep. And then this entire section here is our Kena, Daylight, and Athabasca project. I want to highlight this little section here, which is the Athabasca. This particular section, we managed to add on in May this year to complete approximately 20 miles of project infrastructure. As you can say, 20 kilometers, you say. Excellent infrastructure. We've got renewable, we've got rail, we have gas, we've got the hydro, we have everything. We have a workforce. It is in an extremely stable area. And so moving forward, the length from here is, as I say, it's 20 kilometers all the way down. The area, as I mentioned here, we have 8,000. This has actually been updated with the Athabasca to over 9,000 hectares. Following this year's drilling, we have now surpassed the 41, maybe 42,000 meters of drilling. This is significant. We have 40 years of data, 40 years of history to go back on, plus what we've added to. If we could look at all these highlighted zones here, it's been a prolific producer historically. The Great Western, the Starlight, the Victoria, the Daylight, these are all historic producing mines. If we look at some of the grams here, 240 grams a ton, over 1.23 meters, admittedly, not large meterage, but the latest drill results, which I will go through later, firms up everything that we've seen historically. When we talk about historic, then we can come into the 43-101 report. The 43-101 report gives us admittedly a 0.25 cutoff. It gives us, as you can see here, totaled up, inferred and indicated 3.3 million ounces of gold. This is not taken into consideration this year's drill program. I will note that the results coming back from this year's drill program are slightly slower than we anticipated. As people can understand, there has been a flood of activity, and hence there is a lot of assays that are in there, which are taking their time to come through. All I can say is the first lot of our drill holes did come through, and that was in a press release that we put out last week, which was highlighted with spaces of 10 meters, giving us 5.49 grams per ton, 37 meters giving us half a gram, 52 meters giving us half a gram. Great results of 0.6 giving us 12 grams. So we firmed up the project, we firmed up the resource through this year's drilling. So this is the current location of the 43101 resource. Drilling targets are these stars here, which, as you can see, this year's drilling will be added onto the 43101. Again, great results from the Great West and the Starlight, and the Daylight ones are coming through. These will be released to us in the next short while. Again, to expand our resource would mean another 43101. This will take into consideration as we go through the season. Well, sorry, as we go through the winter season, and we start to look at all our results. But it's not going to diminish, it's only going to increase from the 3.3. These are the targets that we went for. Starlight, Daylight, the Victoria Zone, the Great Eastern, and Irene. Again, all these are here. As you can see, this section, this cluster, all drilling has been completed. I will admit we lost a couple of weeks due to forest fires. We err on the side of caution and safety every time. And so, you know, drilling, we didn't want to create any problems, any sparks. So we pulled out and we waited for some clearance, and we have gone back in and we are now drilling again. But start to look at the high numbers. We have gold, we have silver. Again, we have gold, we have silver. This runs all the way through the project, all the way from the tip of Athabasca, right the way down to Gold Cup. This Athabasca project that we just managed to take over in May, again, it's produced 20,000 tons, and we're looking at 30 grams a ton and 10 grams of silver. Everything we have is coming towards this gold production. Our exploration targets we hit, as I say, the assays will be coming through. Now, the add to this is a copper zone that we have. It was on the previous slide, it is below the resource. So this Kena copper zone, it's below the South Gold Zone. Again, it has had intermittent drilling on it. Previous companies in the 40 years that has been worked upon only went into this zone to the 300-meter level. They were more gold orientated as opposed to the copper. Obviously, at that time, copper was slightly lower. So what we've initiated this year is we're putting in a couple of deep holes. I want to see where this anomaly sits. We are of the strong belief that it is below the 300-meter zone. We have the drilling, we have the money, we have the company, the drill companies on site, and we are completing this at present. Deeper holes are coming through, continuation is going on. Let's just take it from there. This is the copper zone I was talking about. This is the resource we have got the 43101 on, and this is the new area that we are drilling to increase our resource. The area down below here, which is we're calling the south zone. When I come back up, the area down here, which we're calling the south zone, has never been worked. It needed logging. When we took it over, we flew it, we did the geophysics, and as you can see, the anomaly flows all the way through. Again, historic high producer, 307 tons at 46. Again, this is artesian mining. It proves that the material is there. It proves that with more automated mining, numbers can increase. Again, bonus areas, and bonus areas. The 3D interpretation we have of the project, as you see, sweeps from Athabasca right the way down to the Euphrates zone, and where we stop, jump around. This pink zone here, which you highlight, this is actually the daylight, starlight, and Great Western zone, which actually didn't get caught in the three-dimensional. This is where we drilled, and these are the numbers we are getting. Again, it's very exciting times. The stock price does not reflect it. The resource itself is very robust. It is at 20 kilometers. It can handle 3 mines producing. We're not concerned. The company is well financed. We have 4 million in the bank. And the team we are working with, Linda Dandy, cut her teeth on this. She knows this project for the last 15 years. Excellent to bring somebody back. We hit the ground running. It means we had no downtime. Perry Grunenberg, same thing. We can hit the ground running. Their historic knowledge of this site, it allowed the company to maximize our spending, minimize our overheads. Again, Sue Dean knows the project. She apprenticed on it. Bob and Jack Denny were born there. So the team we have know this project perfectly. The team we have can explore, expand, and bring back that shareholder value. Now, the rest of the slides, I'll be absolutely honest, just outline the management, which is very strong. But if you want to, I will jump down. This is a Spanish Mountain, exploration. Junca, exploration, in a great area. Both are in great areas. Myself, CEO, President, very familiar with public companies and mining space. What we'll do is we're going to jump down to quickly shares issued and outstanding. We have 60 million. We have 4 million in the bank and we're trading at 14 cents. You can do your own math. We are totally undervalued. Warrants out there, options out there for 33 million. Okay. 36 total. Now, fully diluted gives us 97. Fully diluted also gives me another 12 million in the bank. So if you look at that figure and we look at the shares and the warrants, if everything is exercised, well, absolutely fabulous. But for the time being, we have got a very, very healthy treasury. Now, I just want to thank you for taking the time. Hopefully there is some Q&A and we have left in the right enough space to take some questions. And please, anybody fire away. I'll see what we can do.
Perfect. Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick. Great presentation. So we'll turn to the Q&A portion. Starting off, just you started putting out the recent batch of assays a few days ago. Where do you see the most potential for kind of this resource growth? As you said, you're aiming to get that resource growing.
Well, where we are is, say we stepped out into the Great East and the Great Western, the daylight and starlight. Now, the numbers we've drilled off, we've got meterage. We hit basically on every hole. We know it's there. Now, you can have the 6.5 grams and the 12 grams over narrow intervals. The highlights I really like, what people can take from the press release is we have 3 gold intervals averaging with 36 meters wide, averaging a gram 0.06 per ton. We have intervals of 71 meters depths not wide, average again 1.09 meters a ton. What this drilling has done is it firmed up. It's just a very large gold project. It's firmed up that is an expansive project. It's a big project, and it's an ideal project for that second tier, that next level company to come in and partner with.
Perfect. And with that, we are just out of time. So thank you very much, Nick, for presenting West Mining to us this afternoon.
Absolute pleasure. And please fire out questions back to the host and to Red Cloud, and they'll forward them on. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.